Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to the last games of NBA Legends. Let's get right into it, though. Got some more sports shit for y'all. Let's go.
Some players retire with fanfare, farewell tours, and celebrating titles. Some retire with injury and bad performances.
Yeah.
Some play their last game, not knowing that this was their grand finale. These 10 NBA legends have won a total of 49 NBA titles and appeared in 142 All-Star games. Here are their last games in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal.
Damn, he went
Towards the end of his
outside.
career, Shaq wasn't really in the best shape, which limited his production on the court. He averaged just 9 points for the Boston Celtics in his final year, fighting through injuries that allowed him to play just 37 games in the regular season. Even though he wasn't fully healthy, Big D still wanted to play in the playoffs, and he got the opportunity in the second round against the Miami Heat. He played just 3 minutes before his Achilles gave out and effectively ended his Hall of Fame career. Shaq didn't even score in his final game. Michael Jordan. Most people retire once, but MJ did it 3 times. The first time in 1993 after his 3rd title. The second time in 1998 after The Last Dance, which proved not to be so last after all. Realizing that retirement is not as fun as playing NBA basketball, MJ was ready to lace him up again in 2001. He wasn't Air Jordan anymore, and he couldn't fly on a regular basis, but he was still good enough to average 20 points per game in the final 2 seasons he played with the Washington Wizards. However, once he broke 40, it was time to retire for good and let Father Time keep his undefeated record. Speaking of records, the Wizards didn't have a good one, and they were outside of the playoff picture. So everybody knew that Jordan's last game would be in the regular season against Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers. Countless media outlets, celebrities, and NBA legends were in attendance to see MJ's last game and celebrate his illustrious career. However, unlike Kobe's, Jordan's farewell was only glorious during the pregame festivities. In the game itself, Jordan struggled, scoring just 15 points on 6 of 15 shooting, while Washington ended up losing the game 107-87. Wilt Chamberlain. In the 1972-1973 season, Chamberlain averaged 13.2 points and league-leading 18.6 rebounds. With 73% shooting for the season, he'd also set up a field goal percentage record, which stood for 47 years until Mitchell Robinson shot 74% in 2020. Wilt was still dominant, and with him and Jerry West, the Lakers got another shot at the title. In the NBA Finals, they were awaited by the New York Knicks, whom the Lakers beat in the previous season. This time, it was the other way around, and the Knicks won their 2nd and last championship in franchise history. Sorry to rub it in, Knicks fans. Although Chamberlain didn't know it yet, it was his last appearance in the NBA, and he left the stage with 23 points and 21 rebounds in the final game. Larry Bird. The last basketball game Bird ever played was the gold medal game against Croatia at the 1992 Olympics. His last NBA game happened several months earlier, in the second round of the playoffs. Bird was 35 at the time, and he was hampered with a back injury that limited him to only 45 regular season games. Despite the fact he had to stretch for 2 hours before each game to even be able to run, he still averaged 20.2 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 6.8 assists, which earned him his 12th All-Star appearance in 13 seasons. The Celtics played the Cavs in the second round, and despite playing the first 3 games without Bird, who also missed an opening round sweep of Indiana, they pushed the Cavs to 7 games. In Game 7, the old and banged-up Celtics couldn't hold on, and the game was a blowout. Bird had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in 30 minutes of play, when he was not stretching his back on the sidelines. Kobe Bryant. Sometime during the first quarter of the 2015-2016 regular season, Kobe Bryant had published Dear Basketball, a beautiful poem about his love for basketball and his subsequent retirement at the end of the season. The rest of the year turned into a farewell tour, as all the franchises, players, and fans were trying to celebrate one of the greatest players to ever do it. His low-scoring games didn't matter anymore, as we all learned to enjoy the candid, relaxed, and joyful Kobe in his last season. The Lakers were bad that year, and Kobe averaged 16 points per game on 35% shooting for the season. And the moments where he looked like Mamba were were very sparse. "Can you do me a favor? I want you to get 50 in your last game." Shaq challenged his former teammate on Inside the NBA, to which Kobe laughed and said, "No way." And then it happened. Filled with adrenaline from the packed Staples
He said,
Center,
"Nah,
his
motherfucker,
family,
you aiming too low. I go for 60.
Kobe went out in style, like nobody ever
RP
did
to the
before.
B,
After he
nigga.
missed the first 5 shots of the game, he calmed down and started hitting. By the end of the third quarter, he had 37, a miracle in itself. But Kobe was far from done. In the fourth quarter, he did what he had done so many times. He carried the Lakers to victory, scoring 23 more points, making one tough jump shot after another. He outscored the entire Jazz team in the fourth. And bear in mind that Utah was fighting to get into the playoffs, so it wasn't like they were letting him shoot because it was his last game. Kobe left the game with 4 seconds to go, to a long-standing ovation from the LA crowd, who knew they witnessed one of the best performances in basketball history.
Facts.
Bryant set some records in that game, and the 60 points he scored on a career farewell is the most ever, and no player before him had scored even 30 points in their last game. "What else can I say? Mamba out," said the emotional Kobe, leading the game he loved all his life and a career where he gave his all for 20 years. Tim Duncan. While we were watching the last game of Tim Duncan's career, we didn't 100% know that it was his last game, but we all suspected it. Duncan, who turned 40 in April of 2016, entered the playoffs after the worst statistical year of his career. After an All-Star and All-NBA year in 2015, he finally showed more advanced signs of aging in 2016, averaging just 8 points per contest. In the series against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Duncan struggled, and it was clear that his mobility and athleticism are a thing of the past. He did manage to score 19 points, with 5 rebounds and a block in the last game, which was his best game of the playoffs. Before he left the floor and headed to the locker room, quietly and without any fanfare, Timmy raised his hand in the air, signaling that he had just checked out of the NBA game for the last time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul had one of the longest NBA careers and was productive even into his 40s. The Lakers had won 2 titles in a row in 1987 and 1988, and Kareem, who would turn 42 during the 1989 season, said that this would be his last campaign. The whole season turned into a farewell tour for Kareem, with opposing teams paying tribute to one of the most dominant players to ever step on the hardwood. The tour culminated in the last regular season game at the LA Forum, where the Lakers gave Kareem an oversized rocking chair, with Pat Riley, Magic Johnson, and others delivering heartfelt speeches, and Kareem's son singing the national anthem before the game. But because the Lakers were a playoff team, his real last game happened in the 1989 NBA Finals, where the Lakers would get swept by the Pistons, who avenged their loss from a year before. Magic got hurt during the series, and Kareem was 42, and he couldn't have helped the Lakers with more than 12.5 points and 5 rebounds in 4 games. Before he rode off into the sunset, Kareem notched 7 points and 3 rebounds in his final game. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson shocked the world in 1991, retiring from the NBA because he contracted the HIV virus. He was 31 at the time and still in his prime, just coming off a loss in the 91 finals against the Chicago Bulls. But basketball remained his passion, and Magic could not stay away. First, he returned for the 1992 All-Star Game in Orlando with an emotional performance that earned him the game's MVP award. He was then a part of the 1992 Dream Team at the Olympics, and he wanted to return to the NBA for the 93 season. However, he opted against the comeback when some of the NBA players expressed fear about competing against someone who had HIV. After a short stint as the Lakers head coach in 1994, Johnson finally made his comeback as a player in 1996. Noticeably heavier and a bit slower, Irvin still showed that there was a lot of magic left, as he averaged 14.6 points, 6.9 assists, and 5.7 rebounds as a power forward, leading the Lakers to a 22-10 record in 32 games played. The ending wasn't so sweet after all, as the Lakers lost in the first round of the playoffs, with internal problems within the team. Magic's stat line in the final game read 8 points, 5 boards, and 5 assists in 30 minutes of action. I'm going out on my terms, something I couldn't say when I aborted a comeback in 1992, Magic said in his retirement announcement. Hakeem Olajuwon. After he had spent 17 years of his NBA career as a Houston Rocket, where he was a 12-time All-Star with 2 NBA titles, Hakeem Olajuwon signed for the Toronto Raptors, who offered him more money. It was weird to see Hakeem in a Raptors jersey, just like it was weird to see him averaging 7 points per game. The Raptors had a good team, but without an injured Vince Carter and the aging Olajuwon, They lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Pistons. Hakeem played just 15 minutes in the deciding game of the series, scoring 8 points with 4 rebounds. Bill Russell. The 1968-1969 Celtics were not considered to be championship contenders due to their age, and only the 4th best record in the East. Despite low expectations, Boston had beaten Philadelphia and New York on their way to a new finals appearance. In the finals, they were met by the Lakers, who previously had all-stars Jerry West and Elgin Baylor on the team. But now they also added the biggest star of them all, the amazing Wilt Chamberlain. Nobody expected the Celtics to win, even after they pushed the series to a Game 7. The Lakers were so sure of their victory that they placed thousands of balloons under the roof to celebrate their first championship since the team moved to California. That celebration did not happen, and the balloons were never released. Led by player-coach Bill Russell, the Celtics won 108-106, which was their 11th title in 13 years. Russell scored just 6 points, but he grabbed 21 rebounds and dished out 6 assists in one of the biggest surprises in the history of NBA Finals.
Damn. So, yep. That's just gonna about do it for this one, man. Yeah, everybody. Hey, that just goes to show you, man. Kobe was the truth, boy. Kobe was the truth, boy. And y'all don't want to put that man in. Y'all want to say that LeBron is better than that man. Listen, if LeBron goes out, if LeBron James' last game, if he can go out like Kobe did, or even like how Jordan did with the Bulls, then okay, we can put him above Kobe. But I can't put him above Kobe. Kobe went out on his own merit. Kobe put up 60 in his last game. Well, he ain't make the playoffs, though. He ain't come back from a 3-1 deficit, though. Man, look, I get it. LeBron has done some amazing things in his career. But so did Kobe. So did Jordan. So did Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? So did Shaq. You know? Everybody has done something amazing that has made them a great player in this league. But in my personal opinion, I can never put LeBron above Kobe. Only way he can get above Kobe is if he go out better than Kobe. And it ain't going to happen this year because they about to get swept by the Nuggets. But anyway, so let's just go about do it for this one. I will see you on the next video. Tell me what y'all think down below in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Till then, peace out.